Hey guys, it is Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. 11 a.m. October the 8th, 2021. A little different here in the tiny house, isn't it? I got everything kind of half-assed done in the bedroom. I got to get some safety pins to pin up the length of this up here so it'll double the thickness, blocking the light coming through, as well as getting that up off the bed. I put the fan back in just for now. It's fused now. It's probably, I got a huge fuse on it though. It's a 5 amper, so it's one of those resettable ones, whatever. I'm going to trim up some of this foam that's kind of icky hanging down eventually. And battery box has a bit of little miscellaneous pieces of foam that busted off from when I dug out the ceiling, but all is good. Now it's been raining for 24 hours, pretty much steady. Everything looks nice and dandy, thank goodness. No wet anywhere here, no more containers needed. Got the tiny place pretty much hooked up pretty well. I built the bed frame, and I didn't make it as wide, and then I got all kinds of storage underneath here, which I took advantage of heavily. And then my table here, I'm kind of using it as a crappy headboard. Decent enough headboard, I guess, for now. Divides the just enough space to get in here and work on batteries or look at something. So it should be alright. Solar, doing pretty well. 13.51, 13 amps coming in. Now, guys, one thing I got to say, yesterday, which was October the 10th, I believe. Oh no, yesterday was October the 7th. I ran the air conditioner. It was 80 degrees out, which is kind of unreal. But that's Indian summer. We get some kind of, so you can see I had the cord hooked up still. The AC worked even better with the new lithium iron phosphate batteries. These two metal ones that doubled the capacity. So we're looking at 400 amp hours of lithium iron phosphate, and it worked really well. The only downside I would say is during the basically all day use of the air conditioner, the inverter would come off and on and kick out some heat. So you're actually generating some heat with the inverter and trying to cool the place. So it's kind of counterproductive that way. We'll have to figure out something to handle that. I'm sure Stu, high-tech guy, has a clue what he can do. Why is this wet? Why is there moisture in this? What the hell? Oh, all these salt rocks are wet. What the hell? There's something weird with the salt in this place. Humidity? Something to do with that? Yeah, there's no drips or anything. Weird. Anyways, let's go see how much water we gathered over the rain here. I didn't hook this guy up yet, the wood stove. I still got to run some wiring. I got to get rid of this stuff here so I can get access to my entertainment cabinet where I can do some serious wiring. Start running some stuff down this way. Box fan's back. My dad gave it back to me, which was nice since he no longer needed things. Okay, let's check for leaks. Everything good? Everything's hunky-dory. Looks like it didn't rain enough to get anything from what it looks like. That's kind of funky, right? hardly any rain captured. Must have been some really crappy rain. Not good. Oh well. Oh yeah, I was gonna do, I gotta do this bedding. And there was another thing I needed to do as well. Also got, oh yeah, this stuff's dry. I did buy like 4 pieces of just these towels or rags. And for $1.25 at the dollar store, so that's a bonus. And then I brought a whole bunch of those silver impregnated rags that I'll be using around the tiny house as well. So I got a whole bunch here. Have silver impregnation in them, so they'll last a long time and get rid of the nasties, any bacteria and stuff growing on them. Use them as wash rags, basically, right? So lots to work today. It's Friday, guys, so I'll be staying over. But before then, I'll be doing a whole ton of cleaning. As usual, trying to get the tiny back in order out of the chaos here. So, do some laundry and get the radio on and keep on trucking. Alrighty, guys, so I'm going to be washing out my Auric my filter, Auric XL. And you can see the cell here is fairly dirty from all the work going on here at the tiny house. Or that did happen. So what I'm going to do is turn this water on and get some decent pressure to run through these fins. And I'm just going to put it on the flat, like so. And run my tubing back and forth down the cell or the plates, I should say, and get rid of all that nasty off of there. Thoroughly too, because it's pretty bad. And then I'll just let this air dry overnight. What I can do though is check the other filters in the system, because they're probably worse or just as bad. But this was definitely needed for sure. So give me a second. Alrighty guys, so my Auric XL electronic air cleaner has been through some hell of a construction zone in the off-grid tiny house, so I gotta do some maintenance on this bad boy in order to keep it working properly. So I already showed you back there the cell, and it's drying now, but I'm going to use the brush provided to do all the fins of the unit. Ugh. The door is open behind me, by the way. Oh my God. So this filter comes out. It needs to be washed badly. Oh, gross. And this filter needs to be washed. I think that's a charcoal filter, so I don't know if I can wash that one or not. But it is what it is. And then inside here, we got a lot of cleaning to do, I'll tell you what. Not fun. I believe this comes out as well. I just gotta pop some screws. So I'll go grab the screwdriver and do that. Then we'll have to clean up and vacuum inside of here pretty decently. And then get him back up and running so we can go to town. I was just listening on the radio, the Arizona audit. The congressmen are on there saying, why did you delete all the records? Well, we know why, guys. They stole the election. Just got to get the liars and thieves to, instead of play dumb on stand, you know, admit it, because there was no fucking chance in hell that Biden got in. Not at all. Okay, so this must come out. This little clips there. Alright. Ooh, she's dusty in here. So I have a, this looks like hex. It's one of those, yeah, hex bit screws to take that filter out. Not too good here. So what I'm gonna do is just, let's show it in here. I'm just gonna use the brush to kind of brush the squirrel cage. The fins are thin enough and flexible enough that they're going right through and getting the barrel of the fan. So at least I can get that done. Looks like I'm gonna have to pick up special hex bit for that to clean that. I'll get the vacuum in here though, the Dyson, see what I can do. Other than that, just taking a break from working here, guys, and doing maintenance at the tiny house. I did a bunch of electrical today, so I hooked up the fan above the barrel stove finally, strapped up a bunch of wires, got that wired into the master switch, and I just have the fan on it right now. I still need to add lighting and figure out where my lighting's gonna go. So kind of taking my sweet time figuring that out. Unfortunately, I guess, but it is what it is. I may even hook up my LED light and run it across the ceiling, that rope light, and it should give off enough light that, you know, may work out decently. A lot of construction going on here at the tiny house. Do the Bob Ross thing. Beat the head dickens out of it, right? Yeah, I watched the documentary about that, how that couple ripped off the Bob Ross company there. Pretty nasty. Screwed the relatives over pretty hard. Not good. And I didn't know he died of cancer. Which is kind of sad, because RSO, but yeah. This thing here is some kind of, you can put infusions in this thing, which is kind of cool. But yeah, neat. Guys, so what I did was the charcoal filter is not washable, I don't think. So what I did was I just took the vacuum, the Dyson, went over each cell, back, both sides. Seemed to do the trick. I'm going to do the rest of it now. The rest of the unit here. Do the front. There is an attachment that has bristles on it. Maybe I should have used that, but whatever for now. This is removable too, so I can wash it. So there's that. Bob, how's it going? Pretty good. What's going on? Blowing some dust out. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So, Oryx back together. I'm just letting the cell dry in the sink and the other washable filter. That's basically all I have to do on this bad boy. So, not too shabby. That was my dad that came in and interrupted a little bit of the video. Not too bad though. He said he was working next door in his trailer as well today. Since we have a lot of time off recently, so not too bad. Though we got some work coming up here shortly. Yeah. So far so good here, guys. Like I said, I'm staying over tonight, but I'm gonna go grab some grub. I'm running on fumes as well. He already went, took off, and he's going to eat as well. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to get. Pretty tired of everything at this point. Maybe a burger. I haven't had a burger in a long time. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. So anyways, I'll grab a burger or something and go from there. And then, like I said, guys, I will be back after I eat. Also, if you guys have been paying attention, you probably haven't heard this, but I had, after purchasing my lithium iron phosphate batteries, yeah, I did talk about this a little bit. Since it was such a big purchase, and it was about half my credit limit on the card, and it was kind of anomalous because I don't order large amounts all the time because I don't have the funds. You guys should know that. Yeah, so I got a hold of the company finally, and I don't know, I didn't really fight with them. It was just annoying and frustrating because I lost, what, 2-3 months without a credit card when I had bills to pay, like the Starlink and such and such. So now the Starlink bill is quite up there, and I have to, yeah, go ahead and pay a whopper once I get my new credit card and get everything changed over. But it was quite the mess. Not very happy with the credit card company. Why all of a sudden you need to cancel my card because I finally make a large purchase, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I pay my balance right on time normally. So it's one of these things like, what the hell is going on here? So really annoying. It's dealt with though. I handled it this morning before work, and next week's going to be busy for me for work. Got quite a few jobs coming up, so I'm just picking away here at the tiny house as much as I can, basically, because, well, like I said, it's a slow process. Basically, oh man, I'm pulling all this plastic off this little TV that my dad gave me, and it's been here for quite a while. I'll show you what it is. It's just that really tiny TV that's 12 volt. But yeah, I'm just getting rid of some junk while talking to you guys. So that's happened, the credit card deal, and really annoying, guys, because I was out without Starlink, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I had to go purchase some things from Amazon. I couldn't do that either. And behind me, I should show you what's going on there. So I took the smallest or the lowest speed of my ceiling fans, which this was the last ceiling fan I actually purchased from Wish, fully adjustable. And what I did was I rigged it up with a wire, and I tightened up the screws that are holding the position that it's in currently, and it blows at a kind of a slower speed, but it's still a decent amount of airflow. A lot of coverage here. And I wired that into the master switch back there, and to get rid of the annoying blue lights on the master switch, I did the unthinkable, guys. I took some black electrical tape and taped over all the switches. So you can see the one that's currently on, the second one in. See how there's no light showing because of the black electrical tape? Yeah. Thinking about doing that for these connections too. The blue and the red. I don't get it. I'm not a big fan of having useless lights on equipment. But whatever. It is how it is. So I ran a longer line down here that's not hooked up to anything yet. And I still got to figure out the lighting situation in here. But before I do the lighting situation, I got to clean up the rest of this mess here. And yeah. Oh yeah, we did get some water. I thought earlier we didn't catch, I didn't think we caught anything, but very little. Looks freaking gross too. I don't know. Just because it's probably on the bottom. But I'm letting this thing air dry. It's just a bed sheet that's pretty light. It's gonna have a ton of wrinkles in it, but I don't care. It's a bed sheet, right? Anyways, what else is gonna happen? Yeah, I gotta go eat because I'm running on fumes. But yeah, I'm just down to about, let's see, 100 and I'm gonna say 140 gallons of water up here. Yeah. And I had to jack up this thing because it was falling down. So I just put the little wire on there. I'm gonna have to extend this hose over to the sink again. And then eventually I'm gonna revamp this shark bite period because I want to sell this guy, this panda, and this panda as a package, and upgrade and buy what my brother has for washer and dryer, which I suggested for him, and Stu suggested to me about that equipment. And it was a little pricey at the time, so I did not do it because I had waiting on these batteries and such. So that might be a next year project, all depending on work and funds. So once that does come in though, this washer will be gone. The new washer will be here and drain its hose into this thing, and I will plumb it in from there. And the dryer will go here, and I will have to then figure out where to vent the dryer outside, and that will be fun. But yeah, I may just run the dryer hose over to this window, something like that. That's what my brother did for his setup, or just drill a hole through the tiny house, which I'm not a big fan on doing anymore. God no. But it may be more convenient just to go straight out back and then put I don't know, we'll see what happens. Put some type of system in protect it from any water damage. I'm more worried about it's not, is it on a damper or not, and is the critters going to come in and screw up the machine, the dryer. That's more what I'm more concerned about. So something to ponder about for sure. So anyways, at least I can have a fire now and have a fan to help cool off the barrel stove and move the heat around. And then I do have to cook more sand all this winter, guys, to slowly fill up the battery bank back here, which I'll show you. Here we go. So I gotta fill in the perimeter all the way around these batteries and go all the way to the very tip top here with sand, basically up to here. And then once that's all the way up to there, I will lay the remainder of my bags on top of the wires and everything, yes. And that will ensure, in case something crazy happens, that we have no nonsense. And for winter, I have the electric heater mats plugged into that guy down there, which will be getting hooked up to this guy eventually, if the lines are long enough, that is. And the fridge will be shut off because I really don't need it running in the winter time. Bad for the compressor, unless I'm in here full time, of course. And I was just running this light Primo gave me as tempo, just off a single 18650. Really cool light, love it. I'm gonna have to wire in some like sockets, so I wish I had the sockets on these ones where you could plug the USB in, because then I could just run the power off of those, but I don't, so it sucks. Other than that, everything's going hunky-dory on the solar. 43 amps coming in. What in the world? The wires are not very warm at all. But hey, whatever. I do have the inverter on, so I'm charging the Dyson. I don't have anything else really going. I may take the grow light out of this light and just use that as a 120 volt light backup here, because I need some friggin' regular household lighting almost in here because of the way things are. And then I got a bunch of these 12 volt guys from the ceiling, if you guys remember, that I can use, and there's my new round ones down there. So I got to figure out exactly what is all gonna entail with the tiny house here. Is what it is. I gotta dig out this the USB one here. I gotta sort that out, and I almost want to run that. You think if I ran it up in the ceiling, it would shoot off enough light, but I don't know. We will find out. I gotta get something to eat because I'm just pooched here. So there's my Auric XL filter, washed. I have them vertical so the water just drips down, straight down into the unit, and eventually drain. Windows open. Storm tonight. Supposed to be raining most of the night, so good time to be here. I haven't seen any leaks whatsoever, guys, which is effing fantastic, if you know what I mean, after all the hell I went through here. And I'm gonna enjoy my night here, and I do have some shows on thumb drives to watch if there's nothing on TV, which is normally the case. See you guys later. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Did another batch of laundry, bedding. I'm letting that dry. Been busy. I just cleaned the mirror with some white cleaning vinegar, rehung it, so it's going to be sitting here. I also organized the gas. So back here the gas was sitting on this wood, so I raised it up, strapped it up, multiple straps. It's solid. I can put some here if need be down the line. but she's pretty tough with all these going across here. Also tidied up the pump. So I got that piece of lumber that was sitting on the pump, and I have it wired to the bypass and the incoming water from the roof, and have it wired to the propane line just to hold the pump up. Getting rid of that lumber out of there, which was a bunch of nonsense. Now I'm getting ready to run, I need the pump hooked up, so I'm going to run a 14.2 all the way down to the tiny house master bus bar down there, and have 12 volt power here for the pump. And then I'm going to run another 12 volt line down here. So basically 2 lines, and that will be for the composting toilet. Permanently putting a fan in this thing to I had issues with flies, which is not fun. So because I don't use a fan with this right now, it's just the fresh air in and out. So I'm not going to use the fan that came with it because it's so dinky small, and I'm going to go with something big. Not quite as big as these guys, but a little bit smaller, and that will handle that and solve that, and that'll be on 24/7, that fan, so even in the winter time. Other than that, been busy at the tiny house, but down here we have, I'm just slowly picking away at stuff. That's why I haven't been shooting too much video for you guys. Slowly, so I cleaned off all my shelving here, and I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna put the surround sound in the tiny house. And what I did was I went into the prepper cabinet, and I kind of added all some kitchen equipment, so dehydrator, vacuum sealers, more like prepping. We got a juicer here. I got my water filters for the off-grid tiny house, rain catchment, and then rice cooker, and then the rest down here I didn't touch. That's just prepping stuff that I'm gonna have to reorganize. And over here we got my entertainment thing, and I got the Starlink stuck in there for now. It's not hooked up. Couldn't use it anyways because credit card issues there. So anyways, but the credit card thing's going to be resolved. They're sending me a new card, so not a big deal. So anyways, down we go. Old Xboxes, old computer stuff, and then stainless steel equipment there. I got the electric, oh yeah, my mom gave me these lights a long time ago. Me and my brother got the same set. They're just LED lights. I plugged them in just to get it out of the cabinet, and I don't know, whatever. Doesn't draw very much power whatsoever anyways, and it's running off solar, so who cares. We're doing good. I don't have the air on, but I could turn it on. It's, you know, we're floating around here on the batteries. The batteries are amazing now that I doubled the capacity, guys. Absolutely love it. Now, one thing I wanted to do before filling the rest of the sand in to finish this guy off, this project off, I want to test out my electric heater mats that are in there before they're completely covered in sand. So I will do that eventually, within 2 weeks, because I have to order one of these. I need more female sockets. I'm gonna buy maybe 2 more, just so I can have them over here. This one's kind of dedicated to cooling the MPPT down if ever it needs it, and it's on a temperature switch. And then I got just a lithium pack up here for the just for lighting, and it's separate from the solar setup. But yeah, that's why, you know, having a couple sockets back here would be very helpful, so I wouldn't have to do stuff like that, you know, craziness. I just got it tucked in there pretty tight, so whatever. Anyways, bedding, everything's pushed off to the side because I'm working in here. I got this guy wired in, 13.1. He's running the fan above the fireplace because I have that set of clothes over here, so I'm trying to get some air movement going around. It's warm in here, 24.3 Celsius. 2:30, October the 11th. Oh my. Yeah, my birthday's on this coming Friday, so I'll be staying over at the tiny house for that. My brother's coming down Thursday, the day ahead, because he still has to do rapid testing for his work. So he can't stay over Thursday night, but he's just coming down for a visit. So what we did was we set our Thanksgiving dinner for Thursday as opposed to today, which is Monday, the actual Thanksgiving Day holiday. And that sparking you hear back there is the electronic air cleaner picking up more crap out of the air. In Canada, guys, we celebrate Thanksgiving in October. It's actually your Columbus Day, if you guys didn't know that. So whatever, to each their own. But yeah, we just do turkey dinner, you know, all the regular stuff. You guys celebrated it near Christmas time, which is kind of like, huh? But whatever. Anyways, yeah, so I also wanted to paint this lumber down here eventually. Maybe not get to that this year, but this has all been polyurethaned anyways, so not too shabby. Oh, one thing I gotta mention. Reasoning for me wanting to get rid of the pandas, these are both pandas, is very sound reasoning. So when I do my bedding over here, guys, this guy does not spin dry the clothes. It just drenches it in soap, agitates, and drains the water. So when I pull a blanket out of here, it's like 100 pounds soaking wet, and I gotta transfer it quickly into here. So I'm dragging, water's just pouring off the blanket as I transfer from here to here. We're gonna solve that from here on out by getting rid of these two. And if you guys watch my YouTube channel, on there I have, my brother got for his apartment a washer and dryer set. The dryer works on 120 volts, which is awesome. Nice size, you can move it. It's very portable for one person to move it. Same with the washer. I'm getting the two. I'm gonna order two eventually when I get my credit card back. That'll be my Christmas/birthday gift to myself and for the tiny house. Then I will sell these two units off. Maybe get like $300-400 bucks to take off of the new purchases, which would pay for maybe one unit, one of the new ones. And it's gonna save me a whole ton of crap. So basically then, guys, with the new washer, I can replumb the plastic PEX line, because the washer is going to be sitting right here and draining into this laundry tub. So that frees up all the space in front of the shower, because I don't need this crap in front of the shower. And then I'm going to put the washer here, probably the dryer here. Then I'm going to drop down to the chase 120 volt plug, so both of them can be plugged into. Sweet. I'll probably need to run a little bit heavier, maybe a little bit heavier gauge than 14.2. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe not, because 14.2 can handle 15 amps. And between the two machines, I know the dryer is probably going to pull max. I may have to run a 14.2 wire over here. Or not a 14.2, 12.2, which increases the gauge. So that is in the plans, that's in the cards. One thing I may do to save on that situation is run this heavy duty yellow extension cord in the chase all the way down over to the inverter, and then I just plug in the two machines off of that, and it's surge protected down there anyways. So any issues, you know, it's going to handle it. I think that's the best way to go. It's going to fix a lot of issues. I won't be dragging wet clothes out of one unit into the other, because my brother's washer unit, if you watch the video, we do demo, I shot a video of him doing demo of both. And it basically comes out of the washer, the clothes come out of the washer basically dry already. So I transfer those into the 120 volt dryer. The 120 volt dryer takes a little longer to dry clothes, but they're almost dry already coming out of the washer. So it's a perfect match. They don't take up a lot of space. They're made for apartments and RVs, tiny houses, like here. So it's going to work out perfect, I think. This is the way to go. And that way, so I'll have washer here, it'll drain into here. I'll plumb the PEX lines into it. So it'll have its own shut off, blah blah. I'll have the sink, its own shut off there. We'll fix all that nonsense. Now, as you can see, the tankless unit is not going to be going here anymore. So what I want to do is hang the tankless basically over here, and then just gas into it from there. I also got to run a hydro line to that for the pump for the on-demand, because the on-demand has its own built-in batteries. Well, it has changeable batteries for the spark ignition and such, and the electronics. So all I need 12 volts for is the pump. Now, what I may end up doing is, maybe what I'll do is I'll run a single 14-2 line down the chase on this side and end it into a bus bar down here, because then I can just plumb each pump into the bus bar with a shut off, like a switch, and it'll do 2 pumps and the composting toilet fan, which will be on continuous anyways. I just got to make sure the pumps are off. I think that's the way to go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in here or down here somewhere, come back with some PEX line, tie it into as the feed for the tankless unit, and then I got to feed back the hot water, and I'll probably feed it in and around the tank for the shower, into the shower head here, which is probably hanging somewhere. Yeah, here's the hose. But I'm gonna have to figure out the, you know, the hot water side of things, if I can make a fitting and turn it into PEX line instead of that crappy shower head type stuff, because PEX ain't gonna rot, it's plastic. I can just run PEX over and into a shower head, as opposed to what they give you for a shower head, because I don't plan on moving the damn shower head. It's just gonna sit where it is. I don't need to adjust it. Now, I also have 2 holes that I put in the tiny house at one time, because I had other ideas a long time ago. So these 2 I can do something with. I'm thinking about putting some kind of exhaust fan system in, or at least a fan system to bring fresh air in. So I'm thinking about putting like maybe a 90-degree fitting on the outside, siliconed in, 3-inch for this hole. Come in with 3-inch. Put maybe a coupling in or something, and have one of these fans in here where it's reversible, so I can turn it in either way, so exhaust or in, and then that brings fresh air in the room, or exhausts the fumes out of the bathroom. Either way, I think bringing fresh air in would be the better option myself, because if there is fumes in here, the new fresh air is going to take care of it anyway. So just bringing fresh air in. I'll have to put a screen on, of course, keep the critters out, but I think I want to do that as well. And this one I don't know, so we have options. So that is so far what is going on. Very I'm just picking away slowly at the tiny house, guys. It is what it is. I worked this morning, and I get paid just before my birthday, actually. So that's all right. Get some money in the bank. Though I can't spend any of that money until I get my credit card in the mail. And when I get the credit card in the mail, I'm delinquent on 2 Starlink payments because, for whatever reason, guys, when I ordered the new lithium batteries back here at the off-grid tiny house, and I'm not a person who uses my credit card often or on a regular basis, especially large purchases like almost $2,000 for those batteries. That sent a flag up at the credit card company. They automatically said, okay, even though we know you made this purchase, we don't like it, we want to cancel, we want to just stop all payments. And that's why I kept getting, I couldn't use the card. It's basically useless, right? So they put a stop to the card. So I phoned in again, got somebody who knew what the hell they were doing on the other end, called early in the morning. I was real nice to everybody, but still frustrating. So the guy took care of it. He is sending a new card within 2 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. I'll be able to pay off Starlink. I missed 2 monthly payments. By the time I get the card, it's probably going to be 3. And once that happens, whatever, that'll be caught up. Then I could finally get back on the internet in here. So I'm not the kind of guy, guys, who sits around on the internet all day. You guys may think that, but I'm here busting butt. If you talk to anybody I know and communicate online with, they can see when I'm online, and they sure as hell know I'm hardly on the computer whatsoever. Now, I may have videos, you know, while I'm working somewhere, while I'm at my job or working here, processing over there, but that sure as hell doesn't mean I'm sitting there screwing around on the computer all day. And I'm not one of these people who carry a cell phone around and I'm always looking at it, texting and all this crap. I find cell phones annoying for that reason. They're a distraction. They're useful in emergency. That's why I like cell phones. Great for emergencies. Great for on the go if you got to get a hold of somebody. That's about it. I'm not one of these people who plays on my cell phone all day. And, you know, there's other, if you know anything about cell phone and cancer, you wouldn't either. And just some friendly advice, guys. Do not hold a cell phone to your head and talk to it. Talk to your phone holding it to your head. Put it on speaker always. Always. Just saying. Just saying. So anyways, once I get the washer and dryer in here, I'll kind of figure out the layout of the kitchen area. Now, my stove has to be relatively close to the gas lines over here. So maybe the stove over here somewhere. Maybe I'll put the kitchen over here somewhere. Now the problem with that is the windows are very short. If the windows were up further, make a whole hell of a lot of difference. So I'm at the mercy of the windows. Over here the window is not as bad, and I could put the countertop just under here. It's nice and close to the wood stove, so you could actually use it to cook off of, which I do plan on doing and doing videos about. But I'll have to end up cutting my awesome butcher block and coming out just past here as my kitchen countertop. And I have my window here. I can put some greens in the window, herbs and stuff. All that fun stuff. So that is the plan. Just a small little countertop for the kitchen area for preparing stuff and then throwing it on. The stove, which is in need of a heavy vacuuming, while I got it like this, which I'll be doing next. So it's going to be a small kitchen area. I don't need a big countertop for preparing stuff. Would be great, would be nice. I could put it, I was almost thinking about putting the countertop over the dryer. Maybe this way even, to save space too and get more out of the countertop. And it's probably, the dryer height is probably okay. I just don't want it sitting directly on the dryer. And I'm never going to come that close to the washer. It's going to be back here, right? The washer is going to be, can't go right here actually. It has to go just past this plumbing because that's the main drain for the tiny house. So it'll be going here. There'll be a little space here. You can throw whatever in. Keep the washing detergent in there. Make a little thing there. Drain goes in here. We'll figure it out. That is the plan though. Anyways, so slowly working on a layout. I just moved this here as, I don't know, I didn't know where the hell to put this thing, to be honest. So I just put it here as a kind of makeshift wall for the toilet. Because I did have, you know, I had my mom here and she used it a few times when she was helping out painting and such. Because you got to have a washroom on site for the ladies and stuff. So, is what it is. So I'm not too worried. Things are coming slowly together. Now, I also have a hole here that I can also use to bring fresh air in. So similar to the holes back there, I have something like that over here, and which is I might do that because the tiny house is extremely tight, guys. What do I mean by that? It's completely spray foamed the ceiling. It is now watertight. Took forever to find those leaks. Completely sealed. It's been rocker guarded, foamed, sealed inside and out with the plastic membrane and paint and you name it. It's been done. Eternal bond tape, rocker guard, everything. So it's extremely tight in here, even with the windows. So I need basically an air exchange is what I'm talking about. I want to bring fresh air in all the time. Like, I'm one of these people who I prefer to be asleep with the window open 24/7, even in the winter time. I'm sure a lot of you guys are out there. You find it fresher than the inside air, no doubt. I'm one of those people. So I want to bring and use these holes that are already there. I just have to spend the money on some ABS plastic to rig up some stuff, some wiring, and get some computer fans, and I will have a setup where I can bring fresh air in 24/7. It's not going to drop, a computer fan's not going to drop piddly off my batteries. I can run it 24/7, no problem, even in the winter time. And basically I need, a lot of it is for the wood stove in the winter time. It is so tight in here, and this guy gobbles, and anybody with a wood stuff knows it sucks. It just eats up the oxygen in your building like nobody's business, okay? So I gotta have fresh air brought in. It's just is what it is. I find it to be totally fine. That we're gonna do that though. I'm gonna eventually get over to the hardware store, buy a bunch of ABS fittings. I gotta see what size that is. It's probably 1.5 or 2 inch up there. Hard to say. This one looks to be 1.5 inches maybe, and it looks like it needs a new fresh silicone job outside because I can see daylight. Definitely got to seal that up. So probably a tube of silicone, a bunch of ABS fittings. I have the glue. I have lots of glue for the ABS still. Because I bought a can just for doing all this, and I didn't use a lot. So yeah, I'll have to make a wish list later on, but I'm going to continue cleaning, and we'll get to that later. I kind of want to get it done before winter though, when it gets real cold. Have the holes in, at least in siliconed, and then that way I can glue the fittings in here at any time afterwards. I can stuff the hole with a rag too, for now. But I want to have, I want the bathroom. I'm going to do a 3-inch. I'm pretty sure. I want to have some air in here, fresh air brought in. That one I can leave as just a spare for future, whatever. And then that guy down there near the stove, right, directly across from the wood stove, as a fresh air for the wood stove. Because I need an air exchange in here. Even though I keep my window open when I'm sleeping near the bedroom, even in the winter time in Canada, this thing cooks me out of here. You guys have seen the videos in the past. One night, it was so hot in here, I actually accidentally threw in too much lumber, but damped it down. Didn't matter. I woke up about 3 in the morning, pouring sweat. It was like 102 in the tiny house or some goddamn thing. I opened the door, middle of the night, opened all the windows, let the cold winter air just pour in for like an hour, and it was still friggin' hot in here. Don't overload the stove, especially this guy. This guy is insane. This is the best wood stove you can get. And you make it yourself. It's a barrel stove. The most costliest part is your flue. Doing the proper flue, stainless steel insulated. I'll go show you that outside. I ordered that kit off of Amazon actually. Right there, stainless steel, that kit. Totally off of Amazon. That's the most costly part. Comes in, you buy these pipes, the rest of it. These pipes don't come with it. It's just that little kit. Get one of these. I highly recommend these, so you know where the hell your temperatures are. But best stove ever. Cheap to replace. All you got to do, pop your stove flue. Take the fittings off the barrel stove, the legs, the door. Take all the sand out. Get rid of the barrel stove. Get a brand new barrel stove. Cut in, make all the connections. Do a burn off outside. Burns all the paint off from the factory. Then put your new high temperature paint on. Do another small burn outside to cure the paint. And you're done. Put it back in. That simple. So yeah, that is the way to go, guys. Barrel stove. Amazing. Amazing off-grid item. Must have. This thing could heat a conventional house, believe it or not. You put this into a basement and run the stack through your main floors all the way to the roof, whatever, and put some vents in the basement to draw that heat up throughout the house. It'll cook you out of there. It'll be safe in the basement too. Just make sure you got the proper flue pipe running through the rest of the house. You can you just load that with wood. Not very much. Damp it down once it's going for a while. Throw it damp down for the night. Go to bed. You're good. Heat rises. This thing's gonna be sweet. And the reason I chose this fan, I had a faster fan before. This one runs at a slower speed, and it has these weird angles that I like because it's way up. I don't have a ceiling anymore here. So this is way up. It's going to move the heat away off the ceiling, blow it across the stove. It's going to mix throughout the tiny house and we'll be good. So I think we're going to be good, guys. It's going to be sweet. So I will see you guys in a bit.